We ain't got a lot of it, but respect what we have. Surely Tom Brady had something to do with it. Surely he's been banging the drum for Antonio Brown. And the fact that there's been so many receiver injuries plays right into it.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have healthy receivers. Get me Antonio Brown. Get me Antonio Brown. He probably said it enough times where they finally said, all right, Tom, we'll get you Antonio Brown.
Well, yeah. I mean, to what Bruce Arians first said there, it is an insurance policy. Of course it is. They're a Super Bowl team. They can win the Super Bowl this year. If Mike Evans isn't healthy or out there on a given week, it's a big chunk of their chance taken away. So to have that element is big, let alone if all of them are healthy and you got Gronk and Antonio Brown and Godwin and Mike Evans on the field. Damn, I mean, you better be a special team to play with them. So that's where, it's great that way across the board. And I mean, Mike, to what you're saying, of course. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I guess Bruce Arians is trying to protect Brady maybe a little to make it sound like he's not banging on the drum for him too hard because he doesn't want to disrespect maybe some of the other wide receivers in the locker room already. And maybe, of course, the old NFL way, everything's, old school and that way where maybe they don't want it to seem like they're taking orders from any player that way. But he is in Tampa Bay because of Tom freaking Brady. Brady's great. He's a great teammate. He's got a great way with people, and he obviously bonded with Antonio Brown and Jason Light being from New England already and having a relationship with Brady and not being afraid to take a chance on some guys like Antonio Brown. That's why he's there. I don't think Bruce wanted him. I just think Tom massaged it and finally got what he wanted.
And it's one thing to say it's an insurance policy, but here's the thing. Once Antonio Brown is there, do you think he's going to be comfortable in a given week? Let's say, all their guys are healthy. We don't need Antonio Brown. He'll be inactive this week.
No.
Or we're not going to put him on the field, or we're not going to throw him the football. We don't need him. We've got Chris Godwin healthy. We've got Mike Evans healthy. We've got Scotty Miller. Everything's fine. We don't need you. He's not going to be content to be an insurance policy, and Tom Brady's not going to be content to use him as an insurance policy. Look, whatever happened between those two guys during the brief period of time they were together in New England, it has built a bond that has lasted. It has endured. And Tom Brady feels responsible for Antonio Brown. He feels like he can speak to his better angels and get the best out of him.
Right.
And he's going to want him on the field. And he's going to want to throw him the football even when he's not the primary read or even if he's not open. He's going to trust him. Again, whatever it was, it clicked and it worked. And it only works if Antonio Brown's on the field catching the football. And if Antonio Brown's not being used, does he act up? And if he acts up, is he truly on a one-strike policy?
If he acts up, he's done forever in the NFL.
Is he, though? But wait, but here's the thing.
He's in deep trouble.
Bruce Arians told Jay Glazer yesterday that he's going to tell Antonio Brown, be a team player or be gone.
Yeah.
But still, before they cut him, aren't they going to give Tom a chance to talk them out of it? I just can't imagine that he's there.
If it gets to that conversation, though, then that means he has to be cut. That's just really it is. And hopefully Tom can realize that at that point. If they're having that conversation in 4 weeks from now going, then he needs to be cut. That means there's already an issue. So this is Antonio Brown's last strike in a lot of ways. I mean, maybe he gets another one. I don't know. But it's certainly with his history and now his relationship with Brady, and if that somehow didn't work here with a coach who's willing to take on personalities, I would have a hard time thinking Antonio Brown gets back in football to where he's going to have to be on his best behavior. And I don't think they are going to use him like, the bad way in which you're saying. I think he'll be a part of the offense. He will. We'll see how good he is. I think that's going to dictate it a lot too. If it's noticeably like everyone's out there and they go, well, he's just not as good as Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown might be able to go, okay, I get it. We're 3 receivers in the game. I'm in. If there's 2 receivers, I'm not in. If he is that good, all right, I think they'll just find ways to infuse him in the offense more, or they're going to be playing with fire to like what you're saying.
What do you think they say to the receivers currently on the team who may be thinking, why the hell are we bringing this guy here? We're fine.
Right. I don't know what they say to him. I think they just say, we're really damn good, and we need this aspect of our team to keep our offense really dangerous and kind of unstoppable, and we just need it for that insurance policy aspect. I think that's kind of what they sell to some of those guys, the Scotty Millers and everything like that.
Keep this in mind. There's still a pending civil lawsuit against Antonio Brown alleging sexual assault and rape. It is set for trial in December of this year. The NFL confirmed to me yesterday Brown is not out of the woods. He could still be disciplined for that. I think what happened was the NFL did its investigation. The NFL decided we don't have enough to make a decision. Let's see what happens with this civil lawsuit. They'll have, eventually, if it goes to trial, they'll have testimony in open court. They'll have a verdict from a jury. And I think the NFL wants to reserve the right to take action depending upon how ugly this process is. And Antonio Brown hasn't even given his pretrial deposition yet in that case. And to be this close to trial and to not have Antonio Brown questioned under oath, that in and of itself will be a transcript of questions and answers that the NFL can look at and scrutinize. And we know from recent experience, he had a lawsuit that was filed against him by a landlord, luxury apartment. He blew a gasket because somebody robbed him or something. He was throwing furniture out the window. I mean, all sorts of damage done. He lost that case in a default judgment because he was grossly uncooperative with the process.
Right.
And I'm getting the sense that that same kind of thing could happen here. So, look, Bruce Arians said yesterday if it turns out he's found to have done what he is accused of doing, he'll be gone. The league will take action. There's a lot here that can still go on before Antonio Brown ever makes the kind of impact on a field that he did in the past. And I asked Cam Jordan yesterday, the Saints defensive end, who will see Antonio Brown Week 9, Sunday Night Football. And Antonio Brown's last great game was against the Saints late in the 2018 season. He was phenomenal that day. Steelers-Saints game in the Superdome. I said, you know, what do you think about facing Brown Week 9? And Cam Jordan said he's got to get to Week 9. And you know what? It's some shade, but it's accurate. We don't know what's going to happen with this guy. We don't know he's going to be on the team in Week 9. And, you know, I'd say there's a not 0% chance that he won't be on the team in Week 9, Chris.
Well, I mean, that would be some turn of events. It really would be. I expect him to be there. I do. I know there's a lot to be, you know, told here, whatever. We'll see how this all unfolds. But nonetheless, it's the Buccaneers who truly have gotten better just about every week all year. And now they got another weapon at Brady's disposal, an offense that's really got just about everything. And just watch out. Tampa Bay, here they come, baby.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.